Welcome, my peeps, my peoples. Please like, comment, subscribe, share the video. It'd be greatly appreciated from the bottom of my heart, my peeps, my peoples. Peep Squad is in the building, baby. We're going to the top, to the top, to the top, baby. We want to bring others with us. So let's get it popping. Let's get it started. Let's talk about Southern Charm Season 6, Episode 9. It's going down. Ashley Lynn came back. She came through the door and basically she kicked the door open and she was talking mad buku worth of trash and garbage. She was talking about Patricia. She was talking about Naomi. She was talking about Catherine. I was like, y'all gonna let her sit there and read y'all and talk to y'all like that? Ooh, ooh, ooh. Ashley came back like it was nobody's business. I don't know what she had before. I don't know if she got on that white horse. I have no idea, but she came through and she was ready. Even though she didn't look healthy, she looked very sickly or whatever, Blase in the third. She looks like she totally has diminished since, being with Thomas. I was like, OMG. Like, damn. But I think she's still with Thomas. Like, why is she living in Charleston? She didn't like Charleston in the first place. And like, she didn't have any good relationships in Charleston at all. So why would she want to live there? Why would she want to move there? Especially if she's not with Thomas anymore. She don't really get along with anybody. Like, why? See, this is her looking all healthy and nice. That's Ashley. She looked all healthy and nice or whatever. That was way before Thomas. But the picture of her with her showing up on the show, she looks really sickly. Like, really, I don't know if she has any illness or nothing or anything like that. But it just looks like, whoa, what's going on? I was like, hey, it is what it is. And Catherine denied to go to Elijah's event. She's not messing with Elijah. She's not feeling Elijah. Elijah's not her cup of tea. And you ain't gonna make Catherine chill with Elijah. But they're gonna make that happen. I can't believe that, Ashley had nerve to come through and she was sending all them, posts to Instagram and to Twitter talking about the cast members and then basically want to sit down and break bread with them. Like, come on, girl, where they do that at? Like, she must have no respect for the cast members. She must think that she can walk all over them because that's just what she did. I was like, she didn't even need Thomas. She was there doing her own thing. All she needed was Thomas. If Thomas was there, he would have been going. they would have been a whole mess. And you see Shep. Shep is all good. Shep is good with Ashley, but he ain't good with Madison. Like, Shep, do you got a crush on Madison? Did Madison turn you down? Why don't you like Madison? You would talk to Ashley before you talk to Madison, but that's all right. Madison is gonna come on that trip. Austen ex-girlfriend to Colorado. So we gonna see. So we have Eliza. She's where her mother basically they own like massive hotels out there, and then on top of that, she got 50 million inheritance coming down to her. You know what I mean? They got old money, slave money. It is what it is. That plantation that they have, that they live on. Slaves used to work on there, lived on there, and got mistreated. And slaves probably owned that property and that land, and it was taken from them too as well. It's either taken from the slaves, the Moors, or the Indians. But yeah, they got that land illegally, baby. ADOS in the building. I was just like, look at Elijah. And then what was so funny about the situation too as well was not even funny, but when what's her name? Chelsea, when Chelsea arrived to, Elijah's property, her, the family property, basically said it burnt down and all this other stuff and the 1900s around that time, but it was there since the 1800s. So slaves were there, and it was probably their land that was taken away from them too as well. But when Chelsea entered Elijah's plantation, Chelsea was just like, yo, I imagine what happened over here. No, it was Naomi. Naomi was like, I wonder what happened over here 200 years ago, right here in this moment. And then Chelsea was like, nothing good, something bad and terrible. Because they even know it. They know that that's old money, that's old slave money, and they're able to pass down generational wealth to each other. And it's so hard for black people to even have generational wealth like that, where they keep getting rich. And you even got Elijah's mom talking about her daughter marrying into another family so they can keep that wealth and they can keep that bloodline going too as well. You know what I'm saying? So you already know what's up with this situation. You know what's up with Elijah and her family. It's all in the making, baby. And so we have Eliza. She's with her mother. Her mother doesn't appreciate her dating this old man. Her mother seems like she's kind of lost. Her mother seems like she's on a fairy tale, like she lives somewhere else, like she's out of touch with reality because she doesn't have the same reality that me and you have. You know what I'm saying? She's just sitting there, okay, my daughter wants me to be on camera. But her reality is she has millions and millions and millions of dollars. She don't worry about anything that could come close to what we think about on a daily basis because they're privileged. So moving on from that situation. So, this is Elijah's family and all this other stuff, the drama, baby. They're doing the most down there. Cousins, nephews, And so then we get to Cameran. Cameran actually, she meets up with Naomi. They have a conversation. Basically, Cameran is telling Naomi that, Craig still loves you. Craig still likes you. He doesn't think that you're happy, that you're satisfied with your new man, and basically, and all this other good stuff. And, he really wants you to go on a trip too. And I want you to go on a trip. And Naomi was like, I don't know, man. Like, dude gotta move on because I am happy. And so with that situation, we got Shep and we have, Craig. They meet up, and the little dog Craig, basically. They meet up, and basically they're talking about how Craig behaved last episode where he was just a raging lunatic. He was just on one. Basically, he was yelling and screaming. He was upset at Austen because he's been controlled by a woman. Craig was going through, it was a time of something that's going on with Craig. He had too much to drink. And, he suffered some different mental illness too as well. I bet you if Craig would have never got on this show, he would probably already be an attorney, an active attorney. He'll be in court and all kinds of stuff. Things would have been different. But this lifestyle for him, from where he came from, just really messed up his mental. And then on top of that, he got other issues. So basically, they talk about Naomi and Craig actually moving on from Naomi and letting her be happy and having her come on the trip. And basically, Shep is just trying to say, you got to let her go. Like, let her walk away. Yeah, you guys didn't have closure. And that's what you need, is closure. So you guys need to talk so we can all chill and get along together. I feel bad for Craig because he really did love Naomi, but he wasn't at the mindset or the state where he can actually do what he wants to do with her and actually have a family and actually get married to her, because he was struggling with his own demons at the same time. And Naomi didn't help it because she was Mr. Nag, and she could be mean and nasty too as well. And then it didn't help that everybody was calling Craig a liar and saying he was no good for nothing. So that made Naomi think, do I want to be tied to this guy? Do I want to be with this guy? Naomi chose her head. She didn't go with her heart, and she just realized that, what, I need structure. I need something better. I need somebody, she just needs somebody that, she can date, that she can look up to, that has a career, that is stable, that's doing something. And Craig does have a career. He buys and sell houses and stuff like that. His pillows, he ain't making no pillows. I don't know. Whoever ordered them pillows, you ain't getting them. You better ask for your money back, baby. And so then we get, Austen, we have Chelsea, we have, Catherine. They're basically over there doing some exercise, and their conversation is about, Craig not being over Naomi, and then finding out that Ashley's going to be showing up to Eliza event. Catherine was like, I got a cousin, somebody getting married at the same damn time, so I won't be there. I'm obliging not to go. I am out of the running, so you won't get me. And she don't want to talk to her. She don't want to be her friend. She ain't got nothing to say to her. She's good. And it is what it is. If she don't want to be her friend, she don't got to be her friend. It is what it is. And then Austen basically keeping up, his thing, not partying all the time and not going out drinking. We seen the same thing that Shep did, and it failed. And Austen's gonna try this, but at least we seen Austen with some beer last episode, his beer line. And then Chelsea's trying to help him too as well, and trying to get. I don't think there's nothing can come out of Chelsea and Austen, because she does not like a weak guy, and Austen is weak when it comes to sticking up for himself at one point in time, but it seems like he's getting better at it when it comes to Shep and Whitney. So we'll see how that situation goes. I was like, okay. And it's funny how everybody got dogs. I think everybody has a pet, has a dog on the show, except for Austen. Austen doesn't have a dog, right? And I don't think Catherine has a dog, but everybody has a dog. And so then we get Eliza. She's on the phone basically talking to Ashley, like, Ashley, you coming through, you coming by, you gonna hang out, coming to my party, I want to give you a second chance. Ashley sounds terrible on the phone. She sounds sick, she sounds hoarse, she sounds like she got an elephant in her throat, and then somebody's pouring hot sauce down her throat at the same time with a shot of espresso. That's how she sounds on the phone. Like, why do you sound like that? You're a nurse. Like, get yourself together, get your health up. You know how to get your health up. You got insurance, you got money. What's going on with you, Ashley? Why are you doing the most on this phone call with this lady? Why you showing up looking like, you're about to just jump in the grave? Like, what's going on? So Elijah thinks it's funny. She thinks it's cute. Well, I'm going to give her a second chance. And Blase the third, not doing any research, not knowing that Ashley has been taunting these people and saying different things about them on social media. But we understand why Ashley's doing it, because Ashley's trying to stay hot. She's trying to stay in the mix. And plus, she wants to be back on the show, because why else would she move from California to Charleston? Like, come on. And she doesn't have any foundation or any roots in Charleston, but she has roots and foundation in California. But yes, she's going to move to Charleston because obviously she wants to be on the show. She wants to keep up her appearance on the show. So basically, she can get gigs. She can brand herself. Her IG is basically dead. I don't know what she's doing. So Anyways, they're on the phone, and so she's gonna be coming to Ashley's shindig. I mean, Ashley's gonna be coming to Eliza's shindig. So it is what it is with that situation. And so we got Shep and Cameron. Basically, they're like the old school of the group, and Whitney basically trying to get Naomi to go on a trip. Naomi and trying to get her to like, come on, let's do something. You need to go on this trip. And then Craig, and then they're arguing over if Craig is over Naomi or not. Cameron's like, he's not over her because last night he said he still loves her and she's not and Naomi's not happy with her new man. And then Craig is like, Shep is like, no, Craig is happy. He is happy, and he wishes her the best of luck. I just talked to him a day ago. He's okay with the situation. He wished her nothing but the best, and so it is what it is. So Naomi comes through. Naomi's asked a question by Cameron, like, if you wasn't with your man, would you come? She goes, yeah. And then so basically she was like, so then Craig is not the problem right now. Naomi feels like it's wrong to go on a trip with her ex-boyfriend because she has a boyfriend now, and he doesn't really feel comfortable with it, but he hasn't came out and said it. But it's not like that. She's having it is a fun trip, it is a nice trip, but it also has to do with business, and it's also about professional because they're actually cast members, they're working together. Then on top of that, Naomi family has a restaurant, Naomi has a business, so being on the show will help support her brand and sell her whatever she has across the world. You know what I mean? And get publicity for it. But she also doesn't want to lose her new boyfriend. She said her new boyfriend is everything, that she'll never find another man like him, and she don't want to lose him. Girl, I know how you feel. She must think his shit don't stink, baby. She's talking about, I don't want to lose him. I'll never find nobody as good as him. Oh Lord, he must be laying it down, because you know how cocky Naomi is. Naomi's cocky, like, she's up there at like the top when it comes about her defying herself and who she is, and her whole background. And for her to say that, ooh, she must be feeling new boo like it ain't nobody's business. But she needs to realize that she has something to offer too, and that's the reason why she's with him. But who would feel comfortable with their ex going on with their partner, their spouse going on a trip with their ex? You got to trust your ex, especially if it's about business. If they're just going on trips for the fun of it, this is about business. This is about money too as well. They're getting paid to do this. But also they're all a group of friends, so that's kind of hard too as well. So you have to make sure you're with somebody that is secure and someone that you got to make sure that you make your partner feel secure in the situation. So it is what it is with Naomi. And so now we got Craig. We have Craig. I was watching Friday this last weekend, so I'm thinking about Craig from Friday. So you have Whitney, you have Austen, and then you have Craig. Basically, it's all good. They're all friends again. They done made up. They're back on their plan B. So it is what it is. and so now we get to the party. I mean, like that plantation. Plantation in itself. Our ancestors had it lit, yo, but they took it away from the Moors, the Indians, and black people, for real, and the slaves, straight up and down. But that place was huge, and everyone's having a good time. And basically, Naomi is pull Craig to a side, and basically she gonna have a conversation with him. She gonna talk to him and tell him what's good. Let's get this over with. And so basically Craig tells how he feels, and basically that there was no closure, and he wishes her the best too as well. He don't know what to do with himself. He's still lost. There's still a hole inside of his heart that hasn't been filled, and he don't know how to fill it. So basically he's going through depression and anxiety, and then on top of that he has ADHD. So he really need like a strict schedule and a different diet of not drinking and not partying all the time, like he said, so he can actually get focused, because it's hard for him to focus. But if he made straight A's and got all these trophies since elementary school to freaking college, why can't he just focus? Because he had structure. So that's why he has no structure, and that's why he don't want to be around his parents, because his parents are going to force him to do what he need to do. Then Naomi was like, I totally understand. Naomi got to end the conversation with being sarcastic and doing a dig. She was like, oh wow, Craig, of all the 200,000 conversations we had, this is the most clearest. I can understand you more. I was like, Naomi, she's ruthless when she want to be, boy. So it is what it is with this situation. So I guess Naomi's going to go on a trip, and they got their closure where it's over, it's done with. But it's not gonna be because Craig ain't gonna let it go. Craig is upset. Craig is mad at the world, baby. Craig is mad. Let me tell you, he's mad. And so we have, Chelsea, and you have Cameran, and you have Whitney basically talking over there to Elijah and her boyfriend. Her boyfriend's like 14 years older than her. She likes some old man because she's looking for a father figure, but she don't want a father figure. You know what I'm saying? One of them things. Rich kids problems. Because she had a father and that's why she's successful and then she's gonna get $50 million in inheritance. You know what I'm saying? So anyways, moving on from that situation, there was like, oh, we know Ashley's coming. It was like, oh, who let the cat out the bag? There was like, you already know. So here comes Ashley. Ashley looks awful. Like she doesn't look like in her pictures before Thomas. She was much more healthier, much more fit. She had a body tone, mass tone. Here she just looks like she's not well because we seen her look healthy. We seen her be healthy. So when you go from being unhealthy looking, people notice there's nothing wrong with being skinny. There's nothing wrong with being small because baby, ain't nothing wrong. Just do your thing. So she don't look. So she shows up. She's happy. She got her arms up in there. Hey, what's up? What's going on? I'm back. What's up? Knowing that she done sent all these tweets out and she was a mess. I was like, Ashley's over there getting a drink. She's talking to Shep like it's all good. Shep ain't got no problem with her. Shep is like, yeah, it's good to see you. How's everything going? Are you still with Thomas? Ashley was like, no. Oh, get right to it. No. Okay, and you living in Charleston? Yeah. And it was like, okay, all right, wow. Shep don't have a care in the world. And then we have none other than Whitney basically kind of approach. Well, he does approach. Ashley was like, I see that you're here, you're back or whatever, blah, and throw you're living here, but there's some things that you have did and said basically towards my mother. And then Ashley was like, your mother's delusional. No, your mother's this, your mother's that. Your mother's the one that did all this. Your mother's the one that was attacking Catherine. Your mother's this, your mother's that. Your mother's 80 years old. You know what I'm saying? And she's supposed to be acting better. Now, I was like, Catherine got a lot of nerve, girl. Ashley got a lot of nerve. Like, OMG. She's talking about Whitney's mother, like, Patricia. Like, she's talking about her for no reason. And it's just like, damn, Patricia ain't even there. If Ashley really wanted to, if Ashley really wanted to make amends with everybody, when she seen Whitney, she would have said, Whitney, yes, me and your mother went back and forth. I apologize for what I said to your mom. Hopefully one day your mom will apologize to me. But I'm sorry that I hurt you because by talking about your mother, I hurt you. But I'm trying to get back in the phone. I'm trying to get back in the circle. I'm trying to film with y'all. You know what I'm saying? So I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And whatever. So, but Ashley is not going that way. She was like, your mother's crazy and delusional. And she was about to go in. And, Whitney was like, Whitney didn't step up because he knows it was going to be a big old argument. Because Whitney does step up. He was stepping up in Catherine's face. But he ain't feeling it for Ashley because everybody think Ashley's crazy. They don't know why she's there. You got Naomi hiding under the table. You got Austen running around. You got them like, why is she here? And then, Whitney's like, you know what? I can't. And so now we got Ashley sitting at the table with Danny and Madison, which is, Catherine's friend, basically saying, oh, I'm sorry this, I'm sorry that, I'm sorry to you. And I was like, why are you saying sorry? You just posted, negative things about us. Basically, Ashley was posting that, Catherine's all the way around town drinking and getting drunk when Catherine don't supposed to be drinking that also. Ashley's posting this. She's saying her, what are you doing in Charleston other than to film? You want to film, you want to stay on the show, maybe the money's good and you want to brand off of it, but are you still saying Thomas? She's trying to talk about she's not with Thomas is with her and everybody else. So she's talking all this junk about Catherine, basically, and insinuating that she's drinking because it's gonna hurt Catherine with her custody case, or try to hurt her with a custody case. But with what Thomas Ravenel have going on, what Ashley texts, Ashley was like, oh, well, don't worry about it. Oh my God, don't worry about it. It's not a big deal. You know what I'm saying? I'll talk to Catherine when I see her. I'll talk to her. You know what I mean? I just came over here to say I was sorry. If you guys don't like me saying sorry, well, then, oh, well, you know what? You need to keep your mouth closed. You need to shut your mouth, shut your trap. I was like, yo, what is Ashley on? Ashley is talking mad buku junk. Like, Ashley, what are you doing, girl? You look goth. Like, what is going, like, your face is being sunken in. At least you got your voice back for this episode. I was just like, OMG. She's apologizing and telling them off at the same time. Like, come on, what we do that at? And then she called everybody on Southern Charm a bunch of losers. And she said the old pasty broad, oh my goodness. And she gonna sit there with a straight face and act like everything's all good, because she already know you better not run up on me. Ashley, he's out here acting a fool. Lord have mercy. And it was like, you just tweeted it, last week. She was like, oh, well, don't bother. I was like, what is going on? And so then we have the situation where then, Ashley and, Naomi and Austen get into it. And Naomi was like, yo, I was in the restaurant. You walked up to me and you said, oh, I would ask you for a hug, but you're too much of a B word. So Naomi was just sitting down, even though some of us think that Naomi could be a B, but she was just sitting down, well, how do you walk up in a restaurant and do that? Because you know what? You want something to talk about. You're trying to create a storyline. And you just walked up to her and did that. I'm surprised Naomi didn't get up because there was no cameras around. I was like, yo, or she's absolutely crazy. Like, I'm not going to waste my time on Ashley. That's what Ashley wants. Because if you touch Ashley or anything like that, she'll be online talking about, you hurt me. You abused me. She'll be at the police station in Charleston talking about, Thomas, they hurt me because of you. So we have that situation, and basically Austen was like, come on, like, how are you gonna talk good to us and try to be our friends when you're just, talking bad about us and posting bad things and all that other good stuff? And Naomi was like, you know what, I don't even want to hear it. Like, you're just basically terrible. And Ashley was like, oh, well, I tried to say my piece. And then you have Chelsea basically saying, like, why you sitting next to me? Why are you over here talking to me? You can't, Eliza invited you. Well, go over there with Elijah. Like, leave me alone. Like, oh my God, you're always disrespectful and talking junk about somebody. Like, I don't want to deal with you. And she was like, well, I tried my best. And I was like, well, and she's like, and then Cameran was like, yeah, you said the most awful thing. You said that Catherine was an egg donor and all types of stuff. And I was like, you're awful. Cameran and Chelsea are just telling, Ashley about herself, like, yo, you're nasty, you're mean, you're rude. Like, how can you say that about somebody? I was just like, already know how Ashley is. Ashley was like, what? Well, you know what? I'll talk to Catherine when I say I didn't mean it like that. Well, people said mean things to me, so you guys tell me what you think about the situation, about the show. It's kind of dead. You know what I'm saying? The show's kind of dead. Know what's going on. Please like, comment, subscribe, share the video. It'd be greatly appreciated from the bottom of my heart. My peeps, my peoples. Peep Squad is in the building. Peep Squad is in the building, baby. Please hit that like button, share the video. It'd be greatly appreciated. What do you think about Ashley confidence and her showing up like she's running things, like she ain't scared? I was like, oh no. And then anybody ran up, she had something to say to them. And then at the end, Ashley did apologize, but you already know it went on deaf ears because it's not sincere at all. Peace and out. One love.